ADOS, proud sponsors of ADOS Addicted to Fishing.
I'm Nicky, and since I could hold a handline, I have been addicted to fishing. Whether it's straylining for snapper, jigging for kingfish, dropping deep for harpooker, or jumping in and going spearfishing, I love it all. Join me each week as I road trip around the country, travelling to both New Zealand's most iconic fishing destinations and stepping off the beaten track to show just how good Kiwi fishing really is. Whether it's a girls' trip, fishing with a local, or riding solo, I am on a constant quest to satisfy my insatiable fishing addiction. Whakalofa lahi atu, and welcome to ADOS Addicted to Fishing. This week we're going to a beautiful little island in the South Pacific. I go there every year, and every time it steals a little bit more of my heart. We're talking about Niue. Now I'm lucky enough to be fishing with the Pasisi boys. These two brothers are legends at fishing. I'm going to be fishing in the morning with Brendon and in the afternoon with Paul.
So we've been fishing in Niue since we were just little toddlers. You know, growing up with the old man, he had a wooden boat, and we used to push that off the wharf. He had a little 2.5 horse seagull, and we used to set up the front, and yeah, so that probably makes it a good 40 years that we've been fishing. Yeah, fishing has always been something that we've been brought up with. You know, I think me and Brian are fortunate that we had Dad as a role model. He's just a phenomenal fisherman, and the first time I went fishing, I'm not sure about Brian, but it was when I was about 5 years old, and I've been doing it ever since, and you know, and such a great man to learn off. You know, we spent the best part of 25 years fishing with him, and then since he's passed on, we've been doing it ever since. It's not just us, it's a whole family affair. You know, our poor mum, she spent as much time on the wharf as she has in the family home, you know, worrying about where her husband was, and then about her 2 sons, and now her grandchildren, the grandsons, and even the granddaughters are out there fishing. Yeah, so it's always been in the family. Tomorrow we're looking to go out with Nicky. Yeah. I've got something on in the afternoon, so I'll take the morning shift. Yeah. But we want to get out there and do as much as the weather will allow us to do. So I think we'll just try and hit some Wahoo and run past the fads, hopefully pick up a few yellowfin if we can. The mahi-mahi have been on and off, but hopefully there might be some around. And then we'll put some of the lure she's got. She wants to try out, and hopefully we might pick up a marlin if there's one around. I know that there's been a couple of strikes in the last week or so, you know, if we're lucky, but otherwise we'll be on the Wahoo trail and just try and cover as much ground as the weather will allow us to, and then you can take her in the afternoon.
Right, so here we are on day one. We launched with the crane off the wharf in the dark this morning at 5:30 in the morning, which is 4:30 in the morning New Zealand time. We zoomed over to one of the fads, and we put some dead bait line fish, which have weights in the front of them to push them down, out. But now that we've come up to one of the fads, we've just seen some little baby yellowfin jumping, so we're hoping that we can snag one of them with some little tuna lures. What do you reckon, Bren?
Yep, give it a go.
Give it a go. Yeah, you can take the helm again.
Okay. Yep.
Got a good feeling about today? I've been here for, what, 2.5 weeks, and I haven't even caught a fish yet.
Yeah, okay, so you've been out on 2 boats and you haven't had a strike yet?
No, we've just been hosting anglers trips over here in Niue. We do it every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nah,
Yeah, so tradition and customary practice, if that's the case, then we need to put you in the water.
Oh,
Underwater,
really?
yeah.
Oh, like a
You
baptism.
haven't had a strike yet. It's,
Bren's about to deploy one of my favourite little lures. Responsible for slaying a few marlin this season. The red gill, Jacques Mackerel.
all right.
Right, clear the rest of the gear?
Yep, you got your gimbal on?
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Oh. He's still there?
He's still there.
You all right?
Yeah, we got weight there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very ladylike of you.
Yeah, it's super ladylike. So we just came around the corner around Arthur's Alley and bam. Could be a Wahoo, could be a Yellowfin. We will see.
You got to pull it off.
Thank you. Cool.
All right?
Yeah, all good. Thank you. That's better. Maybe I won't have to go into the water after all. We will see.
Stay right where you are for some more Niue fishing action.
And it is mayhem. Bam.
This week we are fishing in the crystal clear waters of my favourite little island in the Pacific, Niue. I'm fishing with the Pasisi brothers, Brendon in the morning and Paul in the afternoon.
We started off when we were 5 and Bren was the same, and you know, we had an old man who, back those days, it was about catching fish to eat more than for fun. Obviously for us now, it's a lot of it's about fun for us and for our kids, but Dad was one of those guys that would sit down the back on the tiller and he'd tell you to hold the line, and when he says hold the line, means hold it, and no way that fish is going to get away, otherwise you get a good cuff around the ear. So basically you just held on, and I remember one time I had my foot against the bloody chair and I was holding this line, the big Wahoo took the line, and it's basically stood me up in the boat, and I went straight down, and it was just my shoulder that caught on the transom of the boat, and that stopped me from going over. And I remember looking up from beside the petrol tank at my old man, and all he said, he looked down at me and he said, "Good on you, son," and he just grabbed the line off me and pulled the fish in, you know.
So we just came around the corner around Arthur's Alley and bam. Could be a Wahoo, could be a Yellowfin. We will see. Maybe I won't have to go into the water after all. We will see.
Yeah, you better play that one right. Otherwise you'll be in the drink, girl.
Yeah.
Any shakes?
Yeah, here we go. Here's a couple of shakes.
Yep, moving forward. Woo. Here we go. Ah, Yellowfin. Little Yellowfin.
Yeah.
And here we go. Woo.
You!
Woo. Here you go.
Yes! 6X. Right, so this fish is very similar to a little girl that likes pink. And this is a good little fight. He's gonna be tasty, man. Whew. I wish that we had these in New Zealand all year round. They are the tastiest. What do you reckon, Bren?
Yeah, nice one. It's good to get on the board.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, just as well you caught that. We were going to have to throw you overboard. Keeping with traditional customary practice here, if you don't catch any fish, we have to dunk you under the water.
Yeah, well, lucky for me, I don't have to go in the water. Phew.
After spending the morning fishing with Brendon, it's time to head back so I can fish in the afternoon with Paul. Something very special and very unique to Niue is their humpback whales. They visit each year between July and October. Niue is one of only a handful of places in the entire world where you're allowed to swim with the whales when you're with a tour operator. We were lucky enough to spot some whales on my trip with Paul.
We've just seen a whole heap of flying fish that just launch themselves out of the water. There's just been so many. We're coming up to another fad up here as well. This is the fad where you got your big fish the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, 40 kilo wahoo.
40 kilo wahoo. That's a big wahoo.
Yeah, it was a good fish on a jig.
Yeah. Word on the street is that you went past and you could smell fish.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, a lot of people don't believe it, but if you've been fishing for wahoo for a long time, out of all the fish, probably one of the strongest scented ones when they're up on the surface feeding.
Woohoo! Right, so we've just hooked up. And it is mayhem. Okay. We're going to try and get both these fish in at once. Okay, you need to go under me. Okay. We're on 2 rods at once. And we're clearing gear. Okay, so we've actually ended up circumnavigating the whole island and we're just coming back around. We're well over halfway point. So we're trolling along and bam! What do you reckon, wahoo?
Yep, I think it's got a couple of nice guys in there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get both of these in. I can't say that we've ever done this before, Paul, on the show. And we've had plenty of doubles, but it's not normal for an angler to be doing 2 at once, but I think we'll be okay. There he is. So we're getting a bit of line in on both of them, and they're both staying pretty taut, so it's pretty handy to be an octopus right now. But being a female, we're good at multitasking. So we've been trolling around all afternoon and we've actually almost circumnavigated the whole of Niue. What were you saying before, Paul, about it's not very often that you come around?
Not very often you get right around the island and don't pick up a couple of nice fish.
Well, let's hope that today is no different.
Tackle tips and tactics, brought to you by Smart Marine. Shimano have come up with some really cool travel 3-piece rods. Now, don't panic. They still have the same power and the same force and the same lift abilities as a normal 1-piece rod. For example, here I've got the Energy Concept 3-piece travel rod, and this is a topwater and spin P3 to 6 rod. So you can still go out and you can be still catching those GTs and the Wahoo and the Yellowfin with all the same strength and the power that you need, yet it still breaks up and it can fit into your suitcase. Cheers, Shimano. For all your fishing needs, head on down to your local Smart Marine store.
Yeah, there we go.
Will we be able to land 2 fish winding them both at once? Wait right there to find out.
Woohoo!
This week, we are fishing in the crystal clear waters of my favourite little island in the Pacific, Niue. I fished with Brendon for Yellowfin in the morning, and now Paul and I are getting stuck into some Wahoo in the afternoon.
You see some amazing things when you're out there, not just the whales and the coastline and what have you, but you know, on rare occasions you have that moment where everything happens at the same time.
And I remember being out in the little 12-foot tinny with Coral, my sister, and just using hand lining in tuna and skipjack, and had a big blue marlin come up behind the boat chasing one of the skippies. So I hooked about an 8-kilo yellowfin on and threw it back in, and yeah, this snaveled it up by the boat, and about half an hour later we had about 180, 190 kilo fish in the boat, which, you know, and you know, I see a lot of stuff on telly now about big fish being caught on hand lines, but you know, some of the stuff that we've caught back in the day and with the old man on the old cotton rope hand lines, yeah, it's just, it makes some of the new stuff look, you know, quite or relatively easy, eh?
This is called the Niue Shuffle. Here he is. All right, here he comes. Bring it in. Yep. So we just put this down and I'll wind the other one. Okay. That was intense. Now we've got to try and get this bad boy in. Yeah, that's great. Hopefully it's still there. I can feel a bit of weight. Still there. Mate, that was intense there for a moment. Here's the Wahoo. I think I can smell a Wahoo, Paul.
Almost a local one.
Here we go. Just a bubba. Right, he's just over here, Paul. Yeah. Woohoo! That is awesome! Yes! We got him, we got both of them in. Mate, that was wicked.
Well, good things come to those who wait, eh?
They do, all those who bait. Gosh. Okay, well at least we haven't ruined your circumnavigating without getting a
That's right, eh?
a
I've been
bite.
around once this year with nothing on board, so we're about 3/4 of the way around. Still got a bit of fishing to go.
Yeah, we do. That's amazing. Yoo! Or shall I say, woohoo! Mate, fishing in Niue, we've done half the day with Bren and half the day with Paul, and go home with 3 delicious, tasty morsels. Not bad. Right, should we open up the kill tank?
Nice Wahoo there.
Yeah. Right, Paul, you're gonna have to come on over here. Now, Talk to me about this fish. Is it part of the mackerel family?
Yeah, I believe so. Just like your Spanish mackerel.
Yeah.
Yeah, very close to the Spaniards. But,
They've got some pretty gnarly teeth on them.
They do have gnarly teeth, and they're like razor sharp, these guys are. So they're really hard on the gear, and
That's why you're using wire tracers.
yeah, everything's got to be on wire here.
Yeah. Well, it's been a magnificent day fishing in Niue with this one, and even his brother. I highly recommend it. Pasisi family have been here their whole lives, and yeah, I definitely highly recommend booking a trip with these guys. Thank you so much for taking us out.
All right, you're welcome.
It's been a wicked time, and this is why I come back here every year. We do hosted fishing trips, and I just can't get enough of this place. Anyway, that's enough from us, from ADOS Addicted to Fishing. We'll see you next week.
Gear, Care and Catch, brought to you by Trade Zone. Today I'm going to share with you how to look after your tackle, in particular your Tiagra. Now, first things first, this is not a car. That means you don't want to grab your hose and completely submerge it. I've seen a lot of people do it. This deserves a bit of tender love and care, and it's actually really simple to look after, and they're built for longevity. All we want to do is grab a spray bottle full of water and just give it a bit of a spray. And then wipe off the excess. You don't want that salt to crystallise on your reels. So we're just trying to make sure that we get rid of it, out of all the little nooks and crannies. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get our CRC tackle guard, and we're just going to give it a really nice light spray and give it a good wipe again. Now, another thing that I like to do when I'm putting my Tiagra back on the rod and I'm cleaning it after it's been used is just to put a little bit of lana coat onto this area here, because you don't want your thread to seize and to get stuck. It'll make it very tricky for everything to go back on, and this stops long-term corrosion. So we'll just get a little bit of it here and put it on the thread. And that way we know when we go to take out all the game gear again, things are going to be nice and clean and nothing's going to be corroded. If you'd like to know any more, just refer to your maintenance guide that comes in the box with any of your Shimano tackle. For all your engineering needs, head in store or order online at www.tradezone.co.nz. Check out our YouTube and Facebook page for complete episodes, competitions and all your fishing updates. ADOS Addicted to Fishing is proud to be with Extreme Boats powered by Honda Marine, and we tow it around with our Ford Ranger. Smart Marine supply us with our Shimano tackle, and we find the best fishing spots with our Furuno. We cook our catch thanks to barbecues and more, and clean up using Bosch hot water products supplied by our local Chester's Plumbing store. We keep up to date with New Zealand Fishing News magazine, and it all sticks together thanks to ADOS.